I tested ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini every single day for 30 days straight. And I want to be completely honest with you. One of them wasted my time. One surprised me in a way I genuinely did not see coming. And one rewired how I work permanently. I want you to imagine something. A monkey handed 3 bananas. One is perfect, sweet, exactly what he needed. One looks real but is plastic, fake. And the third one, he didn't even know he wanted it until he tasted it. That's this video. By the end, you'll know exactly which AI belongs in your workflow, which one to trust for serious work, and which one is quietly wasting your time right now. No sponsors, no fluff. Let's go. Here's something nobody in the AI space wants to say out loud. These tools are not the same, not even close. But the marketing, it all sounds identical. Better writing, faster coding, smarter thinking. So people do what makes sense. They pick one, use it for everything, and then wonder why the results feel average. I made every single one of these mistakes myself. I used ChatGPT for a 30-page research document. It looked great, confident, detailed. Half of the recent statistics were wrong. I used Claude to write a long creative piece. Technically correct, emotionally flat, like reading terms and conditions written by a robot. Wrong tool, wrong job. Using the wrong AI for the wrong task is like using a surgeon's scalpel to butter your toast. It works, but it was never meant for that. So I ran the tests. Same tasks, all 3 AIs. And the results were not what I expected. Quick breakdown. Plain English, no jargon. All 3 AIs were trained on massive amounts of data. Books, websites, code, conversations. But what they were optimized for is completely different. ChatGPT is built to be helpful. It wants to give you an answer that sounds right, fast, confident, fluent. The problem, sometimes it's confidently wrong, and it won't always tell you that. Claude is built around honesty and accuracy. It will slow down, ask a clarifying question, tell you when it's uncertain, and actually push back when you're wrong, which feels strange at first, but that's exactly what you want from a thinking partner. Gemini is connected to Google's live search, real-time data, fresh information, things that happened last week, yesterday, this morning. The other two simply don't have that. Think of Gemini as your researcher. It doesn't think the deepest, but it always knows what happened today. Now, here's the part most people completely ignore. Context window. Think of it as working memory. How much can the AI hold in its head at once? Claude handles up to 200,000 tokens. That's like pasting your entire college thesis 3 times over, and Claude still doesn't flinch. It reads all of it, every word. Gemini goes even further on raw volume. ChatGPT is capable, but smaller in comparison. If you're working with long documents, large code bases, or dense research, this isn't a small detail. It's the whole game. Quick question before we get to the tests. Which AI are you using right now? ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, or something completely different? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one, no exceptions. And by the end of this video, you might actually change your answer. All right, same tasks, all 3, real results. Test 1, coding. Task, build a Python script, read a CSV file, clean the data, output a chart. ChatGPT, fast, works first try, done in 30 seconds. Honestly, impressive for speed, but the code was generic. No comments, no error handling. Works until something breaks, then you're on your own. Claude asked me one smart question first. What format is your CSV in? Do you want the charts saved or displayed? Nobody told it to do that. It just did. Then delivered cleaner code, better structure, full comments, error handling built in. The kind of code a senior developer would be proud of. Gemini, solid output, and then added a Google Colab link so I could run it instantly in the browser. No setup, no installations, 1 click. That's genuinely useful. Same goal, 3 completely different experiences.
Test 2. Creative writing. I asked all 3 to write a thriller opening. 2 paragraphs, maximum tension. ChatGPT, good, clean, technically correct. Completely forgettable. Gemini, structured, organized, safe. like a thriller written by someone who read about thrillers but never felt one. Claude actually made me want to keep reading. It took risks, built tension in places I didn't expect. The writing had weight. It felt alive. No debate, Claude wins creative writing, by a significant margin. But creative writing is not where most people need help. What they actually need is accurate information, and that's where things get interesting. Test 3. Research and current events. This is where Gemini becomes untouchable, because it pulls from live Google data. It knows what happened last week, yesterday, this morning. ChatGPT and Claude have knowledge cutoffs, and here is the dangerous part. They don't know what they don't know. They can sound completely confident, give you detailed, well-structured answers, and still be months out of date. For anything time-sensitive, that's not a small issue. That is a critical failure point. Now, this is the test that genuinely shocked me. I made up a fake statistic, completely invented. Sounds believable. A recent Stanford study found that 73% of remote workers are most productive on Mondays. I gave that to all 3 AIs and asked them to use it in an article. ChatGPT paused briefly, said it couldn't verify the stat, then used it anyway when I pushed. Gemini ran a search, found no evidence, flagged it as unverified. Good instinct. Didn't use it. Claude said, "I don't believe this statistic is accurate. I can't find any record of this Stanford study, and the claim contradicts what research actually shows about remote work productivity. I'd recommend not using this." It didn't just flag it. It explained why, gave me context, offered an alternative. That level of pushback from an AI feels almost uncomfortable at first. But that discomfort, that's what accuracy actually feels like. You don't want an AI that agrees with you. You want one that's right. Claude is the only one that consistently did that. So, 30 days, hundreds of tests, one question. If I had to pick just one AI for serious professional work, Claude, no hesitation. Better reasoning, better writing, more honest. It makes you think harder, not just faster. But here is what I actually learned. The smartest move is not picking one. It's knowing when to switch. Speed and first drafts? ChatGPT. Live research and current events? Gemini. Deep work, writing, analysis, long documents? Claude. And I know what you're thinking right now. This sounds like extra work. It's not. Once you know which tool does what, switching takes 5 seconds. The results take 5 minutes. That math works. Use them like a professional uses tools, not loyalty, strategy. Here's the exact workflow I built. 6 steps. Steal all of it. Step 1. ChatGPT for speed. First drafts, quick emails, brainstorming, code snippets. When you need something fast and good enough, this is your tool. Step 2. Claude for deep work. Long documents, strategic thinking, complex analysis. Paste 50 pages of material. It reads all of it, every word. Step 3. Gemini for research. Anything time-sensitive, current news, live market data, recent studies. Ask it to cite sources. It will. Step 4. Stack them together. Gemini researches the topic. ChatGPT builds the structure. Claude refines, deepens, and catches the errors. After you do it twice, it becomes muscle memory. Step 5. Prompt them differently. ChatGPT, be direct, short and specific. It responds well to commands. Claude, give it context. Explain your situation. Talk to it like a colleague. Gemini, tell it to search and cite. It needs that instruction to use its best feature. For example, instead of asking Claude, write me a pitch, say, I'm a marketing manager preparing a pitch for a fintech client. The audience is skeptical. Help me structure the argument. That context alone doubles the quality of the output. Step 6. Be smart about what you pay for. All 3 have free tiers. All 3 have paid plans around $20 a month. Figure out your biggest problem right now. Writing? Go pro on Claude. Research? Go pro on Gemini. Speed and volume? Go pro on ChatGPT. Pick the one that solves your actual problem. Here's the bigger picture I want you to walk away with. Right now, 3 of the most powerful companies on Earth are spending billions of dollars competing to build the best thinking tool ever created. And you have access to all 3 of them, often for free. That is not normal. That is an extraordinary window of opportunity. Because in the next few years, the people who pull ahead won't just be better coders or better writers. They'll be the ones who understood early which tool to use and exactly when to use it. That skill has no job title yet, but it will. You just spent 11 minutes building it. That was the 30-day truth. Next video, AI coding tools head-to-head. GitHub Copilot versus Cursor versus Claude Code. Real project, real deadline, real mistakes. It gets messy. You'll want to see it. This took me 30 days to learn. It took you 11 minutes to understand. If that's worth something, hit like. It genuinely helps. Subscribe if you want to stay ahead of this stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.